Overwatch for Blizzard Entertainment. Oh, sorry. DUSTINBLACKWELL.
Yeah, that one was pretty straightforward.
Easy, yeah. I think it's right here, too.
So we're at the Overwatch Payload tour area of PAX East 2018. What is Overwatch, first of all, for the uninitiated? Unlike me, I am a Lucio main, which means nothing to people who don't know what Overwatch is.
Yeah, absolutely. So Overwatch is a first-person shooter game created by Blizzard Entertainment. It's set in an optimistic, hopeful future where an organization called Overwatch is there to help protect the planet Earth.
All right, so is there a conflict in this game, once again, for the uninitiated?
Yeah, absolutely. So Overwatch is constantly trying to protect Earth, but there are organizations, some seedy underground organizations such as Talon, and there is an offshoot of Overwatch called Blackwell that's kind of doing some covert operations as well. So Overwatch is there to try and keep peace as much as possible.
Okay, so now that we got the basics of this story, what's going on here with the Payload tour?
Yeah, so Overwatch is a game that has over 35 million players around the world, but one thing that we've noticed since the launch of the game is the sheer passion behind the cosplay. Cosplay being where people dress up in costumes of the heroes that they love from the game of Overwatch. We figured what better way to celebrate them than to create a cosplay experience for them here at PAX East. So cosplayers in Overwatch gear get to come, skip the main line, and get on a 360 spinning stage where we videotape them on a green screen and then import them into the world of Overwatch itself.
And you're giving them props to go with their cosplay too, right?
That's right. We worked with a top-tier cosplay company called Henchman Studios to create props so that even if you didn't show up in cosplay yourself, you get the chance that you can put on somebody like Brigitte's shield and flail or Reaper's shotguns, so that way you can emulate being a hero yourself even if you didn't come in your own cosplay.
Now, where else is this Payload tour going?
Yeah, so we're making lots of stops across the United States this year, but our next stop will be in LA at E3, the E3 convention. Then after that, it'll be Anime Expo in LA again. Then we'll be taking it to San Diego Comic-Con, Dragon Con in Atlanta, and then headed up to New York City for New York Comic-Con as well.
Excellent, excellent. When it comes to this game, how popular is it among pretty much everybody? Because I'm obviously not one of the kids. I'm an adult playing this game consistently and constantly. How popular is the game overall?
Overwatch is hugely popular. Blizzard has been blown away by the fans across the world, and there's 27 heroes in the game, so each hero speaks to somebody differently. Everybody has fans from, Mei, who's based out of China, and then you've got Zarya from Russia, Soldier 76 and McCree, who are from America, and so everybody kind of gloms onto their favorite heroes. But the Overwatch team is just blown away by the passion that the fans have for this game. And for the adults that are playing the game, we have adults, we have kids. We even just recently created a professional league called the Overwatch League, where we have teams from around the world competing in esports, so that way the cities and countries can kind of take ownership of who's the best in the world in this game, and it's players from all ages.
All right, well, now here's my controversial question. What's your favorite team in the Overwatch League?
Well, I don't know if we're supposed to pick favorites, but I grew up in Houston, so I'm a huge Houston Outlaws fan.
I like the color scheme for them. Go NYXL as a response. I got another question. What is your main character when you play? Or do you not have one? Do you swap around? Because that's a game. It's a game where you can do that. You're not just stuck with one person per match.
That's right. It's an interesting game in the sense that when you start, it's usually teams of 6 versus 6. But depending on what your opponents choose for their hero selections compared to your team, sometimes you have to flex, as they say. So you might pick Soldier 76 to start out as a DPS, a character that does a lot of damage. But if your team doesn't necessarily need that, they could use an extra support character like a healer, you might switch to Mercy. Me personally, I like the tank characters. I think my favorite is Winston. But we just recently launched a new hero named Brigitte, who is a support hero who has her own personal shield, but she can throw heals to her team across the map. So I'm going to be playing her a lot this next competitive season.
Any hints on what's... oh wait, there was already one new thing that just was announced recently by the head honcho, Jeff Kaplan. Can you explain what that is to me?
Yeah, absolutely. Next Tuesday, April 10th, we'll be launching our next seasonal event. The wrapper is called Overwatch Archives. It's a look back at past missions for the Overwatch, where you get to learn a little bit more about the lore and the story of these heroes themselves. Last year for Overwatch Archives, we had an event called Uprising. It was Tracer's first mission where she joined the Overwatch, and it thrust her into this Omnic crisis where you fight against robots that were trying to take over the world. This year, it goes a year before that, and it goes to an event called Overwatch Retribution. Retribution is that CD organization I was telling you about, Talon. They've been starting to take over the world a little bit more and cause chaos. So since Overwatch wasn't authorized to fight Talon at this time, Blackwatch, the sort of outlawish, roguish side of the Overwatch, took measures into their own hands. So starting next Tuesday, April 10th, fans can go in and relive that first Blackwatch mission and really get to understand the turning point and where Overwatch starts to see their future and history evolve.
I would be a terrible reporter if I didn't ask this question. What's the next character going to be like?
I wish I knew. Maybe we should ask Jeff Kappa.
I mean, is he here? We can get him. I'm a big guy. I can wrestle with him.
Wrestle with Jeff. Prepare for death.
Thank you very much, Dustin, for your interview and your candor. Good luck with the game. I love it. I'm sure anybody who picks it up will absolutely love it. So let's have a good night, and let's go on to Payload.
Thank you very much.
Cool. We made it.